Don't let him beat you. This is the showdown we've been waiting for. Tigger versus Milton. Hey, Milton. What are you doing, Milton? Hello, and welcome to Guy in the Woods. A honest documentation of a guy living in the middle of the woods, basically homeless thanks to renoviction. Now going on 4 months and wondering if this moron will survive. Welcome to Guy in the Woods. So it's Monday, October 24th. I have been here, my cat and I have been here for 4 months minus 1 week. Well, what have I done? Well, I've done lots, really. I've learned how to survive in a trailer and live off bottled water and cooking food on a camp stove. I've installed a complete solar power system. I have a propane furnace inside the trailer, which, kind of works. I'm pretty happy about clearing out lots of wood piles. The land is starting to look really, really nice. The more of these wood piles that get cleared away. Of course, just means that I got these big piles behind me that are growing, but they're going to be building material for this plot behind me. So it being October 24th means I have about 5 weeks, if I'm lucky, perhaps, to build a shelter that I can put a wood stove in so that I can survive January and February out here, because the trailer is not going to cut it. The trailer will not do winter. So I need a quick structure that I can heat efficiently with wood in 5 weeks. So what is the plan? Let's go through the plan, shall we? I got my chainsaw mill going. Now it's not so bad as it seems, because I can just use the rails to cut off the top, and then I can rip planks that I can then I can make 1x6s from. These are going to be my floor. I can make 2x6s. That'll be my floor joists, and I can make 4x4s. Those are going to be my subfloor. So the thing is, milling cross grain is really super hard on the chainsaw. Like, it dulls the blade in 2 seconds. Well, in like 3 logs. So last week, my goal was to have the subfloor in already. Well, we lost 2 days to rain, and 1 or 2 days to socializing. So I really got to get the floor going this week. It has to happen. If I don't get the floor going this week, then we need to take a serious reassessment of what the plan is going to be. But this building process needs to be pumped up here. I mean, everything else is looking good. I took the last of my concrete and made my last 3 footings. That was left over from last year. So these are ready to go. I worked a little bit on my trellis garden, my what do you call it? Trellis? No. Garden? Anyway. So I cleaned up around here a lot, and it's really starting to look nice. But this stuff is highly procrastinatory. It's distractinatory. Distractination for getting the camp built. I got to build the camp. It has to happen now. Otherwise, I will not survive the winter. But the place is looking great. The place is looking great. So got to get the chainsaw sharpened, and there's a question about what angle the blade. I think, by the way, I've been trained enough. I've done it and failed, and then asked the experts what I'm doing wrong. Enough that I think I can handle sharpening my chainsaw today. But instead of a 40-degree angle, theoretically you want to cut it at 10 degrees for cross cut. The chainsaw is cutting across the grain. No, with the grain. Anyway, chainsaw works really hard when it's going up the tree instead of just through the diameter. So apparently a 10-degree angle of the teeth works better. So I'm going to take an hour or two and try to sharpen up the mill. I might have to go get some gas. I might have to get a backup propane container in case I run out, because the nights are long and cold and I need the propane going. So I was going to do one of those videos, day in the life, you know, because you wake up, try to get warm, have a cup of tea, and then you figure out, do you need food? Because food only lasts a day or two. So then it's shuffling off to New Germany or Greenwood. Normally New Germany, because that's only 26 kilometers away. So I got to shuffle off to New Germany, get some food, get some gas, get some water. It's a daily challenge just to cope with all the human things that you need to do, like eating and sleeping and going to the bathroom. It's such a distraction and time waster from building when you got to eat and get food. Anyway, so you try to plan everything, but it's costly on gas, constantly burning gas. But this is what happens when you're homeless in the woods. I guess I'm insulting my camper trailer. I shouldn't say I'm homeless. I just made a really cool path in the woods, which I shouldn't be doing because I'm procrastinating. Okay, I'm going to try to get to work and see if I can sharpen this chainsaw. I was going to take the chainsaw out of the Alaskan mill, but the Alaskan mill ends up being a really nice clamp to work on my chain. So I'm going to leave it in there while I sharpen it. The other thing I wonder about is my guide height. I'm having a bit of an epiphany, and I'm not saying it's my idea. My buddy Bernie said, just slap some logs down, you know, put some logs down, forget about making beams and doing all that milling just to get started. And the more and more I think about it, the more I see all these logs everywhere, that if I could just use them directly as building material, that would be kind of awesome. And the digging and leveling of the land for the cabin is it's very labor intensive, and we just don't have that kind of frickin' time. So I think I'm going to take my buddy Bernie's advice and just start slapping down some logs. So I got a new strategy. I'm going to run 3 lines and do it by the 12-foot section. So I only need 12-foot logs to span. And I'm just going to basically pick out my platform spots and fortify them, dig them down to where they get to stone. And then I'm going to try to roughly level them with a log. And I'll run 3 logs this way, and then I'll run a bunch of logs the other way as my floor joists. I'll use logs as my floor joists and my subfloor. And then that way I can get some results right away. So let's get to work. Okay, I mean, geez, that took me about 2 hours, and I got some pretty solid footings, I would have to say. Those aren't going anywhere. What I did was I dug down to rock, basically. Dug down to rock in all cases, and then built it back up with gravel and stones that actually came from here in the first place. So, bit of a change of plan. I'm going to see if I can get 13-foot logs, 3 of them going this way, and then I'll put 16-foot logs the other way, and then I'll put my floorboards on top of that. Quick shot. Good morning. It's Tuesday, October 25th, 9:30 a.m. I just put in about 90 minutes. Did a couple more feet. You can see I put in, so far we got 5 of the 9 feet in. Footings, I should say. It's tough going, but finally making progress around here. So I guess this is episode whatever, 35, but it's really episode 2 of building a cabin. A quick cabin to survive the winter. So my plan is to cut 15-foot lengths. I'm going to have to cut down new trees and just notch them and plop them right into these footings. So I'm gonna wait until I have all 9 footings ready to go, and then I'm gonna call my buddy Bernie to come and help me put the beams in place. Whew! I mean, we might as well kill this episode because you've seen enough, let's face it. And it'd be interesting to see if I get the floor in the next couple days. So stay tuned. Watch this channel for more cabin building.